We'll get there. That's
Yeah.
going to be the.
It's a mug shot, and the box is going to say you got mugged in Clarkston.
Oh,
you guys are good.
Patent that right now. You heard it here.
Yeah. Was it recorded? I could steal that.
Yeah. I think it's recorded. Dang it, you missed your chance.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah.
So this is the same artist that did the artwork for our Clarkston board game. So these images, like these paint images, are on the outside of the board and on the game top. So she does this work for all these small towns, all around. And like some of these she already had done. So she'll go to towns and then like kind of do her, artist transition. But then we had her do Pine Ave, Ski Hill, this is Clarkston Family Farm, Sunflower Market. So she does custom stuff too. But like I was up north, and I saw her in this little shop, and I found her. She did it for Bay City, and so
right on.
all over the place.
Yeah.
Katie, what's the name? I'm forgetting the name.
Jody Lynn Doodles.
Jody Lynn Doodles.
And she just opened her own store, I think in Ferndale.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
The Doodles is not her name, it's what she does.
No, I just got
So
hey,
Jody Lynn.
Mrs. Doodles.
I was going to say, what an interesting name.
I don't think that's her real last name, but yeah, that is her social media handle.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's really cute. It's cool too because she does custom stuff as well.
I see that Kevin Busher was
Our one
joining
and only
us.
fan.
Yes.
Our not our one and only, our
Yes.
most consistent live fan.
He's your only fan.
Our biggest fan.
A little early. That wasn't on my notes. Well,
Can
good
we
morning,
can we all
guys.
these things in here? All right, now we're all.
Hi, good
that's,
morning.
That's you. You got the official.
We're not going to share. You got your, we'll talk about that officially soon. So good morning, good morning, good morning. We are here live with two very special guests. Bill Arnold from One Ton Trolley and Brandon Still from many things. From today, Main Street Co-working, Wilsey's, Integrative Life.
Integrated Life, yeah.
What else? There's others.
Oh, that's it.
Main Street.
Main Street Clarkston, which we should promote.
Yes, we should.
Working hard to keep kind of working in the community. And,
Love it.
yeah.
These two are familiar faces and are visiting us again. We have lots of stuff to talk about. They have some cool things coming up that we all should know about. We're all going to be at. Unless it's not sold out yet, is it? Or is it
Not
good?
yet.
Yeah.
Tickets
but
are
better
sold
early.
out. Yeah,
Very
if we were at a
exciting.
smaller place, it would be close to sold out.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Should we start with that? Like start with the big event we've got coming up? You guys want to announce what we're chatting about? Start with
Go
that.
ahead.
Well, on Saturday, December 14th, we'll be having the second annual Holly Trolley Christmas at the Brady Lodge at Bay Court Park on Andersonville Road, just east of White Lake.
Yeah.
Right? About halfway,
Sure.
maybe halfway between White Lake and Airport Road, right?
Yeah.
That sound right?
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. Bay Court Park, everybody knows where that's at, right?
And it's
Good.
newly renovated Brady Lodge. So this is a really cool venue.
Oh, it's fantastic. I mean, the theme is it's gonna be a Bavarian winter wonderland theme. I know, isn't that fancy? Just a touch bougie, but just a touch, just a bit. Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of the same fun stuff we had there. You guys were there. Thank you for attending last year. And what are we gonna have there? We're gonna have.
So, I'm really excited about Deutsch Troy food truck is going to be there.
Say that again. What's it?
Deutsch Troy. So like,
Say that 6 times. Okay.
it's a
Okay, yeah.
German food truck. They're not bringing the truck. They'll be preparing and serving the food from the service window there.
Yeah.
It's for purchase, but it's all kinds of schnitzel and authentic
That's where you get your
German
schnitzel.
food.
Yeah.
So that
Nice.
the dinner window is from 6 to 8, and we've worked with them before. Actually, at another one-ton trolley show.
They were very popular.
Yeah. So
People
we're,
like schnitzel.
yes,
Yeah.
I'm super
Everybody
excited.
likes
They
schnitzel.
were excited to come back, and they're based in Detroit, which is the Detroit part of. So they don't get up here all that much. So they were excited to come back up to Clarkston.
Cool. So the format is you buy the ticket for the show, which is how much?
So right now we have early pricing, $25 for general admission, $50 for VIP, which gets you in early. There's a limited number and they are selling. You get to meet and greet with the band. You get early access to some complimentary food and drinks, and
And live entertainment as well.
live entertainment as well, so you can kind of stake your spot out. And then, so general admission, the doors open at 6. The dinner window is from 6 to 8. You can buy drinks, you can buy food.
Tell us how the drink end of it is working. So, are the drinks, there's a bartender there?
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's kind of the ticket format where you buy tickets and go redeem it for a drink at the service window, which we did. We did Midwest Sounds, a festival there a couple of years ago. Same format if anybody was at that.
Who's our sponsor for the
Clarkston Arts.
Clarkston Arts is our sponsor for those libations.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then throughout the 6 to 8 window, there'll be live entertainment.
Oh yeah.
Very special live entertainment.
Are we
I don't know
saying
if we're
who it
revealing
is?
it.
We are going to say who it
Oh,
is.
good.
Okay.
Is that okay to say
Yeah.
that? Because I love these guys. The Two Talls. And not what you would expect to see in most music shows like we're going to be putting on. They are fantastic. Accordion and violin. Oh yeah.
That's wild.
Don and Hardy are the Two Talls, and I hope they're watching or they see this later on because we're looking forward to it.
Is it TWO Talls or
Yes, because there's 2 of them.
Okay.
But I guess it could have been TOO because they're both too tall. But I suffer from that same affliction. And yeah, they're fantastic. And what they call their stuff is music from around the world. So they'll do anything from polkas and probably some Christmas songs they'll be doing, and German songs and French songs and Italian songs, and also some Appalachian songs, so some bluegrassy stylings and swing, jazz, all kinds of stuff. They're a lot of fun. They're high energy, a lot of fun, and they're both just fabulously talented and a lot of fun to watch. So right now the working plan is that they'll be kind of the wandering minstrels of the meet and greet, the VIP meet and greet, and then because we want everybody to see them, they're going to kind of open the show on the stage once we get started. And then if everybody is still kicking after that, we'll have One Ton Trolley come up.
Yeah.
Well, so your show last year was so fun, down at the Honeycomb.
Yeah, that's great.
We just had such a blast. Is it going to be a similar format? I felt like you guys did some Christmas songs, but some of your own. Is it kind of the same?
It's going to be the same kind of thing. Obviously we're going to share in the holiday spirit with everyone. So yeah, we'll do a little bit of that. Santa Claus is going to be there, of course. You can't really have a Holly Trolley Christmas without Santa Claus and his sack of goodies. Last year, what did we have? We had cookies. We had ornaments. Is everybody putting those on their tree this year? All right.
I will
Oh, for
share
sure.
a picture.
Weren't you giving out VCRs or?
Well, actually,
players?
yeah. Well, what we did, we
VCRs.
VCRs. Which went first, the VCR or the CD? Yeah, no 8 tracks or Super 8 film. But last year and we're going to do this again this year. We're all about promoting live, local artists, musicians from this area. So last year what we started was the gift of local listens. And what we did was we scoured the Salvation Armies to find any little CD players that we could get our hands on, and then we put those together with CDs and various merch items from various local artists around the area. Voxana, Steve Taylor, Slowfoot, Reggie Harris, and so yeah, and we're going to do that again. So if they're watching right now, I hope you don't remember my number and you block me because I'll be calling you for your submission for the gifts of local listens. So, that's one of the things I always joke about on stage. Well, we have CDs out here, but everybody always says, I don't have a CD player. Well, if you have a Salvation Army, you can have
Yeah.
one for about $5. I hear there's a run on them, you know.
Yeah. So, be prepared, Sal Vals.
Yes.
My dad calls them Sally Ann's. I don't know why, but so they're on notice to get those DVD players or CD players ready. That's amazing. So that's so fun. So that's 6 to 8 is the meet and greet, have food, listen to 2 talls, and then 8 until what time is it? Is there?
Yeah, it'll be approximately 8 until 10. 1-ton trolley takes the stage, and it'll be rock from the Rust Belt with a Holly Jolly spin.
Dancing room at Brady Lodge or no dancing?
We haven't had that request.
Well, I know last year it was like so confined. It's a small
Well,
venue,
we've got a
but-
lot of room in the Brady Lodge, so
Okay.
and
I feel like it could happen.
yeah, and the chairs are very easily moved out of the way, and once the schnitzel and the beer is flowing, maybe
You don't know what'll happen.
you don't know
Yeah.
what kind of mischief could take place.
It'll be the night for it. This is the holiday party you want to go to.
Yeah.
You don't want to miss this one.
Do not want to. I mean, schnitzels and dancing. What else?
Yeah, I mean,
What else
and you
going
can
on?
get your picture with Santa.
Yeah.
Because we're going to have Winship Studio.
Yeah.
Is
John
also
Ransom's
that John
gonna be
Ransom's
there.
going to be there. And who else can we mention that's going to be there?
Well, I would like to mention, I guess, some of the people who have supported along the way. You guys.
Yes.
We have the giveaway still going.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So in the Connecting Clarkston app, under deals and giveaways, you can enter for a chance to win 2 tickets, which is awesome. But if you really want to go, I would definitely buy the tickets. And then if you win them, bring friends, just because I don't want you to miss out on going. But yeah, there is a giveaway for 2 tickets in the app.
Awesome. Yeah, and Scamp helped support. We did a trade-off with them, which was really nice, and the Rotary Club and Dr. Roundup on Chiropractic have all chipped in and helped us out from you guys. So we appreciate all the community support. It really, it's a collaborative event. And Andrew at Passive Mission Productions is doing all the sound or the lighting and the setup, and he always does an amazing job. So.
I feel like I see you talking about him, and he's involved in a lot of your stuff. And how did you get connected with him? And tell me about Passive Mission.
Yeah, so he works with the chamber a lot. He lives right in the village.
Okay.
And so his company does event production, sound, lighting, staging. And so he got connected with us really as an attendee way back when we first started. And he kept saying, you guys need to do something with lighting. We don't need to do anything. We're fine. Just go on.
We need
And
to have good lighting.
then he said, just go get these couple things, mount them. I'll bring some lights and I'll show you. And it made a huge difference.
It really does.
Having the proper equipment and that sort of thing, it takes kind of a DIY show and adds a professional element to it, and he's amazing at that.
Oh, cool.
Let's take a picture of our professional lighting.
No,
while we're
it's
discussing
wonderful.
that.
That works
Yeah.
good. You got the diffuser and everything.
I know it's in text today.
We've arrived.
So, yeah.
We've arrived.
So did he do your cooks video that was he involved in any of that?
He was with us, and that could be part of our segue to our next project. He was really helpful. He just has a great eye for all that sort of stuff. He brought lighting to that. Yeah, it was really good.
Nice.
Yeah, he does really neat stuff with the lighting. Well, I mean, you saw in just the way he lights up the honeycomb down there. It's it really adds a lot of drama to it.
For sure.
Yeah.
In the mood,
Exactly.
people feel like they're in somewhere. It's a special space.
Yeah.
Because of lighting.
And we feel like the Brady Lodge is a pretty special space too. It's obviously a lot bigger.
Yeah.
I would say probably 3 times the size. I mean, I think we could probably have 3 times the capacity. But we also wanted to be comfortable.
Yeah.
And while maintaining sort of a little bit of that, German drinking hall
Yes.
with seating for people that want to sit, with little area for people to eat, to mingle a little bit, to kind of get their pictures. with Santa or whatever they want to do, and that kind of stuff, and just have a good time with it. Really, that was the whole idea.
When you were just talking about Brady Hall, it made me think I'm actually going to be there this Saturday. Ann will not, she's on her way to Colorado.
Oh, nice.
Kevin and I are fighting, it's fine. But they have their holiday market on Saturday.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so that's from 10 to 3, and they have a ton of vendors, Santa Claus, food, just all kinds of fun things. So
But you
if
can
you
get-
want to check out Brady Lodge before you attend.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
great event.
When it
Chamber
is,
and
then.
Independence
Yeah,
Township.
this Saturday.
This Saturday,
It's
great.
like 10 to 3, is
Yeah.
that right? And you can buy your Clarksonopoly game board if you have not already
Yes.
purchased your Christmas gifts.
Yeah.
It's a great event to do some shopping at,
For sure.
Yeah.
if you're one of those people who does it early.
And for those of you who early voted in the
Oh,
48346,
yeah.
I believe,
Yes.
that you would have,
Yeah.
we went to the Brady Lodge and we did our early voting there, so.
Yeah, it's cool all the improvements they made, like with the kitchen, you can use the
Yeah.
functional kitchen and the air.
And the
heat.
bathrooms are
The heat
really,
was big.
the heat was a real big, but the bathrooms are really, they're, you know, everything's ADA compliant
And after
and
they got their liquor license, right? However that works, we're now, for events and, yeah.
it's the perfect location for this
Yes.
thing.
Is there, I'm just curious for this event, is it themed? Should people wear their Bavaria costumes, their Christmas costumes,
They
or is
do.
it come as you are, like what?
Well, I never thought of that, but they should.
They really should. Maybe we'll make a contest.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
this
it's not a
Event
requirement.
is really
but-
more. Now it's
Yes.
dancing.
Yeah.
We've got dancing, we've got a costume contest. Yeah,
Stay tuned.
stay
No,
tuned.
it's a come as you are. It's casual, but it is the sort of fun event that if you did want to dress up, it is totally appropriate.
You wouldn't be turned away if you were wearing the
No,
Lederhosen.
no. You'd be
No, if
welcome
you're wearing lederhosen, there might be you might even get invited on stage. Who could know? You know.
Yeah.
That's awesome. How fun. I'm very excited for that.
Yeah.
And so you guys have an event before that, though, that you wanted to talk about coming up.
Yeah, November 29th. I guess it is an event. Yeah.
Well, it is an event. So we have a little bit of a project. Brandon and I have a little bit of a project going on that's still at its inception, but we've been working at it for a number of months now, and it's called Echoes in the Iron. And we actually have a song that we wrote and took into the studio. We went to the Temper Mill in Ferndale, and we tracked this with my pal Jake Shives, who is a Clarkston resident and works at the Temper Mill. He's an engineer and producer. So we tracked Echoes in the Iron, and the official release date is November 29th. So you can pre-save on Spotify. I think you can do that on Apple Music too, or anywhere where the any streaming platform will be on all of them. And basically, what Echoes in the Iron, it's the theme song more or less to this project that we're working on, which will bring light to, what would you say, underserved communities that don't have a lot of entertainment, but taking old spaces and making them into something new, like new event spaces, new distilleries or breweries or co-working facilities or whatever they might be. Every town made something, right? Before we got everything overseas. This town made Carhartt jackets, or that town made leather boots, or this town had a place that made whatever they made for the automotive industry or whatever it might have been. And all these old structures are still there, and they're just really cool. And people are, coming up with ideas how to reinvent those spaces into something new. And a lot of times that involves entertainment, but it could, it could be maybe somebody buys an old grain mill and turns it into a distillery. Or they buy an old barn and turn it into a winery. Or they
good co-working space.
A good co-working
And I mean,
space.
even in Clarkston, you look at what Kurt did with the church. I mean, and it's cool.
Or with Morgan's,
Yeah.
it's Morgan's.
And Rudy's right there. I don't know if they can see it. Or the Fed and the bank. I mean, and it's kind of cool because not only are you transforming, that physical space with a business, which, I love to help promote local entrepreneurs, and local being anybody in a small town, really. But you're also establishing a culture and kind of revitalizing and bringing a new energy into those spaces and into those towns. I mean, I think Kurt, even more than a restaurant, he created a culture here and a little bit of a new identity for Main Street. And the Schneiders at the Fed and Robert over at Rudy's are, all the businesses here are doing the same thing. They're a business, but they're also a real part of the fabric of the town. And we're really lucky here. Not every town has gotten kind of over that hump yet. But the energy is there. I do a lot of traveling to small towns throughout the Midwest, and like Bill was saying, you've got these old, really cool structures that their original use is kind of faded. A small town grain mill really is not feasible anymore. But it's an amazing structure, and you could put so many things in there. You could put a listening room, you could put a co-working space, you could put a brewery, a photography studio, an art gallery.
Sometimes all of those things.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. So we're trying to not only use the song, but this kind of mission to champion these small towns, and they're doing it on their own, but by hopefully bringing some culture and some art and some new energy, we can help support them and do some cool stuff along the way.
Yeah, and that would be our plan. We would travel around really the Rust Belt and visit these small towns and publicly champion the work that, somebody's vision, and they bring it into fruition, and we want to go there and showcase that, showcase the people and the places and the things that they're doing with them. And, we've already got a number of places in mind. In fact, most of these little episodes of things that we're going to do, they write themselves. I mean, every town has a story. Every town has a story. And, a lot of these places, they might be an hour and a half or 2 hours away from any kind of what we would call, large format entertainment. Growing up in the Detroit area, we're inundated with entertainment options where it just, you can take it for granted sometimes. You can go see any of the major sporting teams. We've got them all. We've got universities with their sports. We've got every possible concert series comes through Detroit. So, and you've got multiple large arena places. But what about the people that don't want to, let's say you're 2 hours away, you're going to drive to Detroit, you're going to rent a room for $250 for the night or whatever it might be. You're going to go to the show, you're going to spend $40 to park, you're going to probably spend a couple $100 a ticket to go see the show, and you're going to basically look at somebody's blue jean butt on a Jumbotron. That's not for everybody. Some people crave, they crave the intimate association that you can have with an entertainer in a small room, and you feel that when you're in a place like the Honeycomb or where Wiltsey started, but it'll still be at the Brady Lodge, because there's accessibility. You're in the same room, everybody's in it together, and there's people around the country that are discovering these places, and they're re-envisioning how they can be used, and we want to go around and meet them all, and make sure that we can be the format to allow everyone else to meet them, maybe digitally, on the internets and all that, and then maybe when they're traveling, they might say, "Well, let's go check this place out."
I love this idea. It's not just for the people who want to have that intimate experience with music, it's also more musicians then can perform and be seen and be heard. Like, it gives them an opportunity too. Like, not everyone's gonna be playing Comerica.
Well,
Right.
and
No.
it's such incredible talent. You
Oh,
know,
for
like
sure.
you're
Well,
So cool.
amazing, and unfortunately not playing DTE right now. But
Well,
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 yeah, I know. It was beautiful.
we're back to Pine Knob now.
Gosh, I'm
Yeah.
so sorry.
But
I'm gonna
it-
cut that out.
Yeah.
Well,
Live.
there's been a lot of talk about, since COVID, the logistics of large scale tours. We keep hearing about large scale music tours getting canceled, or whole legs of those tours getting canceled because the logistics are what eat you up if you're traveling as a band. Just the transportation of people, most of the time it's buses, and people can't even get those because everybody's trying to tour, but then the money for all of the lodging and everything involved with it is outrageous. So people say, well, these ticket prices they've gone crazy, but everything has gone crazy, and price-wise, and people maybe just aren't going out as much, and they don't want to do that down there. They've discovered the intimacy of a small room music show, and they're like, well, I like this. And this is something I'm not used to. And I say, whether it's one-ton trolley or not, go to a place, go to a listening room, go to one of these small places. You'll be astounded at the level of musicianship that you will find, and maybe find your new favorite band to follow. And just do it.
I love the idea too, and maybe I'm understanding it, maybe I'm not, but if you're going to do these episodes or whatever, where then you're sharing it out to a broader range of people, is that...
Yeah, so we have the YouTube channel all set up. We've got the socials. It's all at Echoes in the Iron. An example I can give you is we went to Albion, Michigan, and we did kind of the grand tour on our own. We went and looked at the nice parts, the parts that saw better days, the park, but then we went and visited Albion Malleable Brewing, which is right in line with what we're talking about. They took this old historic building, they gutted it, they kept the character, the exposed brick, that sort of thing, and then put a world-class brewery in there. And they love music. They use music as a way to bring people into town, which actually our family did. While we were there, I saw a poster for the Black Squirrel Bluegrass Festival. So we decided on a Saturday to go down there and listen to that, and it was awesome. It was free. It was on, I believe it's Michigan's oldest intact brick road. Goes through their downtown. Like, every town is something unique.
Yeah.
They really do.
I also think every town says their brick road is the oldest.
I'm sure.
Yeah, and it was really cool, and then we explored and we found the little ice cream shop with the kids, and so that was kind of, to me, Echoes in the Iron, in motion, even though I got to see it in person, sort of thing. And then we also interviewed the people who own Dickerson Music, which has been on Main Street in Albion since the 40s or 50s. Music shop that's been there, and they are huge into supporting local events. And so as we release these episodes, we'll be able to show the interviews with the brewery owner, the interview with the music owner, the B-roll of just going through town and seeing all these historic buildings.
Yeah, you don't even have to, you can basically visit a place that you've never heard of. That's our hope, that we can showcase places that you've maybe never heard of in all of these flyover states that we're in, and these drive-by towns that you might have seen the exit for this town on your way to somewhere, and you're like, I wonder what's there. I don't know. I'm going on. And maybe you stopped at the gas station right off of the freeway, but you don't realize that maybe a half a mile from there is something to discover.
You guys, is anybody else doing this? This is so smart. It's like,
No, we're the only people.
food travel.
I don't know.
I feel like this needs to
I have
be a
no idea.
show.
Well, that's
This
what-
needs
that's-
to be
that's-
bigger.
well,
This
that's
is
where we're
like
going.
That's where we're
network,
going with
but
it.
for music.
Well, that's where we're going with it. You know, we want to make this a show, a series, because we genuinely want to champion these places and these people. And there's a guy in Kentucky that, you know, I hope it's okay to use it, but he's high on our target list, Bob Wan, who the one-ton trolley played at a venue that he made out of a laundromat in Irvine, Kentucky, in Estill County, Kentucky. So it's eastern Kentucky, right in the beginning of the Appalachian Mountains there, and it's just beautiful. And he took this place and created a listening room, and also it's basically an Airbnb too. So you can go there, let's say for instance you want to just stay there and maybe write songs. You can rent the place and have the venue to yourself to do these things, or shoot videos, or just sort of live the rock star thing, whatever you want to do. It's a really neat venue in this little town, and I like to think that that's going to help grow that town a little bit. And just from the time that we spent down there, I'm like, wow, this is an episode in and of itself. This whole town had so much to see, you know. The retired dentist that makes moonshine. Carhartt's last actual American manufacturing facility in this town. Every town has a story, you know. So we want to champion those people that want to take that story to the next chapter. Instead of these places getting torn down, make something new. Make something new. And you know. And what we keep saying is, what if? Well, what if you see a place and you recognize that you need something in this town. You need a bolus of culture, a gathering place. The people that ask the question, what if, and then say, why not? And then they do it, you know, and that's the thing, you know. I mean, all the greatest ideas in the world are just that until they're put into motion. So we've been gathering ideas, gathering some content along the way, writing a song, recording the song, and releasing it on November 29th. And, you know, maybe when you listen to the words of that song, you'll kind of, you know, see what echoes in the iron.
And I feel like you're in such a good position to do this. I feel like just with the co-working, you know, I know you're helping other communities do that.
Yeah.
This is very exciting, and I feel like we have to call the Travel Channel right now. And honestly, like when Ann and I decided to do this, we were like, we have to go right now. Like, because if we don't go right now, right, if somebody else does this, we're going to be really disappointed to not. So.
Nobody else has a Bill Arnold though, so
No,
I'm not
I
worried.
That's so great.
That is
Yeah,
I love this idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So people will be able to follow you guys for now until this TV show gets made. If this is going to happen. For now, on the YouTube channel, and then is there a website as well, or what?
So right now it's all on the socials, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and then the song will release November 29th. Shortly after, as you mentioned, we went to a local business, Cook's Farm Dairy, and we shot a music video there, which was awesome because you know, Cook's I think just celebrated 90 years in business, and they're Oakland County's only remaining dairy farm.
And if you've ever had that eggnog at Christmas time, it's like melted ice cream. It's the most amazing thing I've ever
I'm so
tasted.
excited that this is coming up because another great thing that they have that we should talk about is turkey butter. Does anybody else get turkey butter?
I didn't
So
know what
Cook's
turkey butter is,
Dairy
but I want
Farm.
to know. I'm intrigued.
They mold butter into the shape of
Oh.
a turkey.
That's not where I was
Yeah.
thinking at
I
all.
know, I was like,
That's right.
You can't
somebody's
have
milking
Thanksgiving.
turkeys and chewing butter.
New.
You cannot have Thanksgiving without butter that's shaped like a turkey. I buy it for other people. Now it's part of their family tradition. I wish I had some to gift you.
Yeah.
So they're
Check it
eggnog,
out.
and they do it for Easter and maybe Christmas. But for Easter it's a lamb, the turkey one.
We used to have that when we were kids.
Yeah.
That is very cool.
Yeah.
Because you gave me one last year.
Yes.
It is, yeah.
Well, and their new facility is beautiful. So
Oh, it's a
everybody
really
has to
great
check it
store.
out.
It's shocking how cool it is. Yeah, I went in there for the first time. I'm like, oh, I've been driven by this place 1,000 times. We always go there for ice cream and whatever, and I was like, wow, okay, very cool, very cool.
You guys, this idea is fantastic. Just remember us when you make it big
Yes.
and you're on, you're in Hollywood accepting your Emmy award.
Well, this
for
is
your
the
amazing
launching
show.
board of Connecting Clarkston.
Don't forget-
That's
Sorry,
right.
sorry. Echoes in the iron.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for that. And also,
Yeah,
like, I would love to see if you guys could put a list up of like all the places you go. So if we're like, oh, what are we gonna do this weekend? Like, oh, here, let's go to that place I'll be in, and here are the bands that are playing, or here's the artist, or
Yeah.
whatever. It'd be so cool to be connected because it's hard to find that now, and you guys are gonna expose all that. And
Yeah, I think
Well,
sort of like a hub too, you know.
Well,
there's
that's what
a
we-
certain group of people that are going to be interested in doing that
Yes.
would travel for it.
And that's what we kind of envisioned, really, and for multiple social media users, so to speak, they can watch, the feature length, some videos on things. They can watch the reels. Maybe they want to just go through reels or shorts until they find something interesting, and then they can go a little deeper. And then a little deeper still, and that's the whole idea. You want to be, we want people to be able to peel off the layers of, I don't know if the onion's a good word to use, but it doesn't maybe sound so appetizing. But really to be able to discover a place and the people that ultimately a place isn't a place worth going to without the people that do something special there that. Make a brewery or a distillery or a live music venue, a listening room, or whatever it might be. And that's what we want to. We want to be able to introduce people to that, to the people in the places that you drove by or flew over.
well, thank you. That's a good idea. We thank you. You guys are a good duo. This is like, watch out, it's happening.
Well, I'm loosey goosey, and Brandon is very organized, and
It's not saying much for our organization as a group.
So stay tuned November 29th for
Yeah.
the release of the song and all the things.
Yeah.
It goes in the air. And then December 14th.
yes, Holly Trolley Christmas. Don't miss Holly Trolley
You
Christmas.
don't want to miss it. It is a lot of fun. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thanks
Thank
for coming
you.
in. Cheers. Boom.
Thank you.
Anything else we need to announce? That's enough. Oh, just don't forget to go to the giveaway for the
Oh yeah, go to the app,
for the ticket.
giveaway.
Adios. Adios.
Ooh, sorry if I just removed somebody.